Hey, how's it going, everybody? Michael Santonato here, doing this video to share with you interesting perspective on a set of clients that I'm working with right now. And I want your opinion. So I'm doing this video so you can talk to me and tell me about your opinion. I need to know what you think about this. So, I work with a lot of young families, new families, young families with one or more children, just like this example here. So listen to this. So it's a young husband and wife team, 5-year-old child. They both work full-time jobs and they're looking at adopting another child. So they're looking at having a second child. They make decent incomes. One makes 35,000 and the other makes 70,000 per year. They live in Eastern Canada and they have a mortgage of about $280,000. They got about $30,000 in debt, 25,000 of it they're not paying any interest on right now, and 5,000 they are paying interest on. And so, I do with them what I do with every client, which is inform and educate them on finance and money because let's be honest, they're not going to get it anywhere else. We're not going to get it in school. We don't get it from our family. We don't get it from church or institutions or religion. So we got to talk to each other. And that's what I do. That's what I love doing is educating people about money. So talking to them about the base layer of protection, we're going to review the financial house in a second. They don't have any protection right now. They don't have any life insurance right now. And life insurance is the starting point for families. Why? Because your family depends on your income. Life insurance is so important and other types of insurance are very important because your family needs your income. They depend on you. That's what they need, right? They need that for rent, for mortgage, for clothing, shelter, for food, for groceries, for entertainment, for education, and for more, right? So those are like a number of things that they need, but they need more as well. Naturally, they need your love and your care and your well-being. But when it comes to money, which is my job is to inform and educate people on money and finance. So I always start with this. This is the basic information everyone needs to know. This is the financial house. I got a video that explains the financial house in full. You can check it out in the link right here below. It is a very important, vital concept that we understand. Okay. And I'm going to just quickly tell you that, these are the basic levels. The problem is most people try to build their house, their financial house from the top down, but that's backwards. All houses, buildings, condos, office buildings, commercial, doesn't matter, real estate, it's always built from the bottom up. So the bottom layer is protection. You need to protect your income, okay? And then the other levels kind of follow. You can watch the other video in the link again below in the description, and you'll understand the full picture of the financial house. So I talked to them about life insurance because it's the base layer of protection. If one of the two parents dies, then the other child's life will be very, very difficult. And I'm talking to you from experience, having seen this in multiple families and clients and people that I've worked with over the years, but also my own family. My ex-wife, when we were together, she was married before that. That first husband was the father of my stepchildren. Follow me? He died at a young age. He died before he was like 45. Okay. He had a heart attack and died instantaneously. The kids were like 8, 10, and 12 years old at that time. What happened was my ex-wife, as soon as he died, she had to go work because they didn't have a financial education. And no one talked to them about life insurance. So the father of the children had no life insurance. When he died, he was the breadwinner. She was a stay-at-home mom raising the 3 kids. That income dried up instantaneously. And what should have been a time for them to grieve together became a time of great sadness, obviously, with his passing, but also a time of separateness. Whereas they should have been together, grieving together, my ex-wife had to go out and work. She had to go out and work to provide for the kids because it was just them. And nobody was providing or paying the bills or putting the lights on because he was gone. So she had to go out and do that. So that was a really rough time. So these are just some examples of how essentially important life insurance is for some families. So when I talked to him about life insurance, he was kind of adverse to it. And he said, if I have $5,000 of debt and that is an 8% interest rate on a line of credit, for example, I'm accumulating $400 in debt annually. That's how much extra debt I'm paying on in interest. So he said his logic was in 3 years, it'll take 3 years to pay off that debt because he was paying $200 a month. It will take 3 years to pay off. He's going to accumulate $1,200 in interest. more or less, these are very generic, rough calculations. It'll take him 3 years to pay off. So he said, why don't I just put the $200 towards the debt every month and I'll be debt free in 3 years? And I go, yeah, but in the meantime, if you die, your debt will survive. These are the two scariest words a lawyer ever said to me, is the debt survives. That means in the meantime, if you die in between those 3 years at any point, your debt will go to your spouse. The $5,000 plus the $25,000 plus the $280,000 mortgage, of course, right? So for the wealthy, I study the wealthy and I talk to my clients all the time about what I learned from the wealthy, the one percenters, the people who make it in life, who pass wealth on to their families and their kids. They would say that's too much risk. The wealthy hate risk. The wealthy hate risk. They de-risk all the time. So it's too much risk for them. They would rather, and my suggestion was, isn't it better for you to pay 50 or 60 bucks a month, have $500,000 in life insurance coverage, so that if you die at any time, your wife gets $500,000 tax free? Isn't that better? Isn't that better? That would cover your debts and your mortgage and have money for your kids' education. Plus, your wife can hire, like a nanny, pay for daycare, like your kids' education is guaranteed, and her stress levels, even you, if she dies, it's the same thing. If she dies, then it's you, the husband, the same thing I'm talking to. You will be able to hire a nanny, pay for daycare, take care of your kids' education, not have any of that in jeopardy, plus pay off all those debts and have money for the mortgage and more left over. So that's how the wealthy think. The wealthy think his strategy, his idea is no bueno. It's no good. It's too much risk, and the wealthy hate risk. So they would rather pay the 50 or $60 a month, have this much coverage, and if at any time, you know, death does happen, we don't know when we're going to die. Do you know when you're going to die? I don't know when I'm going to die. I wish I knew, but I don't know. And so life insurance allows you to cover all these things. That's my argument to him. Now, congratulations, you can do whatever you want. You're free to you're free to totally do whatever you want, but congratulations, you will not be wealthy. Wealth is in the mind. Trust me, trust me, trust me. Wealth is in the mind. Wealth comes not from your bank account. Your bank account and your money is a reflection. It's an effect. Your mind is the cause. You are the cause. Your level of thinking is the cause. Wealth and money and how much you have in your bank is the effect. So this is how the wealthy keep wealth in the family. I was just watching a documentary a couple weeks ago called The 1%. It was in the late 90s that this documentary was made. I think it was actually like 2003, maybe 2005. And this family was being documented and interviewed and kind of used as a case study. And at one point in the beginning of the film, they say this family has secured their wealth for 5 generations. That means the current generation's parents, right? Parents, kids, grandkids, and 3 more levels deep. That's why the wealthy are wealthy, is because they do the math. So it's not rocket science, it's math, right? It's a simple formula. This family was a wealthy business, family, obviously internationally, globally well known, but it's something we can examine. We can examine them and do what they do in order to have what they have. It's that simple. And we can have that in varying degrees. And it's a simple formula of smart investing, smart decision making, and long term thinking. The funny thing, the crazy thing, as I'm reflecting on this, making this, text and content here for this video, is I realize this guy's thinking about himself. This guy's thinking selfishly. He's not thinking in the right way, unfortunately. This is the father of the family, you know, and he's not thinking long term. He's just thinking about himself and he's just thinking about right now. He is content with his level of wealth. They don't have wealth. They're not wealthy. He and they are content. I don't know if the wife's content, but he was content with his current level of thinking. I go, man, it's unfortunate. You're just not thinking long term enough. You're only thinking about yourself. You're only thinking about right now. It's better to think long term. Wealth is about thinking long term. It's a method of thinking and planning for the future, thinking about your future and your family, not about yourself. So I hope he makes the right decision. I hope he thinks about it. Uh, what do you think? Tell me in the comments, like text me, tell me, talk to me. A lot of my friends watch these videos. A lot of my clients watch these videos. Tell me in the comments, text me if you want. Let's have a conversation. What do you think? Um, I would love to talk to you and just to tell me your thoughts on this because these are my thoughts. I study wealthy people and I work with families all the time, but maybe I'm wrong. Tell me maybe I'm wrong. I've given you the basic numbers. I want to keep obviously their identities and their privacy private, and I'd love to know what you think. Let me know in the comments. Watch the video on the financial house. If you want to have a conversation with me, you can book a call with me at the link on my website. I really think we got to get this information out to more people, talk to more people about this so that they're aware, so they can do what the wealthy do. That way we can have what the wealthy have. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments. Give it a like if you liked it. Thanks so much.